Yep.
Welcome back.
Yep.
To 307 Reacts.
Yep.
And if you guys saw yesterday's episode, you know that I was sitting over there, and that was me, and this was not.
Yeah,
so,
different things happening in here.
Different things happening.
But, you know, we got to keep it fresh. We mix it up.
That's right.
We match it. We mix it. We move it. We make it.
What's that Daft Punk song? Fucking... Anyway,
you
guys know what I'm talking about. I'm Chris. This is Matt. We have Ronnie back behind the scenes doing all of the magic and editing, making us look way better than
Giving
we
it
actually are.
That Hollywood / Casper flair, you know?
Yeah, flair, bro.
Anyways.
So we went to a Struggles Jennings show on Saturday, and this was the opener. The band is called A Killer's Confession, and if you guys didn't know, the lead singer of this band used to be the lead singer for Mushroom Head. And I got to sit and kind of talk with him for a few minutes at his merch booth after the show, or after his set anyway, and super cool dude, like really down to earth. His performance was fantastic, guys.
Yeah.
Like, this guy does not miss. And I was a little sad that Matt couldn't go because the stuff he played was just right up Matt's alley. Now, it's not punk.
For sure,
okay,
yeah, fair enough.
But it's rock.
Hey, man, I'm
like,
and I, you know, I fucks with the rock. I fucks with the alternative, the heavy, the punk. You know, I do all that shit. So, so I'm sure, from what you were telling me about the show, you know, he was like telling people when they were coming in, hey, like, you know, I know you guys are expecting to see a rap show and we're playing rock, but like we fucks with all that shit. So
he's just been traveling around with Struggle, opening for his shows, and I mean, what a great opportunity.
Dude, what a cool gig. Like, what a super cool gig. Like, hey, you're going to come to all these shows that are pretty much, I mean, guaranteed. Like, you're going to have someone to play to.
Somebody show up.
And play your rock set before we get on, you know, like pump the crowd up for us, you know, get them getting drinks and doing the thing, you know, like
the crowd was going wild.
That's rad.
I mean,
dude.
it was cool. So.
Good. At least that, but apparently there was some naysayers, or just not, I guess not naysayers, just some
just ignorant people is all.
Disrespectful. We'll just call it disrespectful, and that's just an unfortunate thing. But anyway,
so
that's for yesterday's episode. Check that out.
So I asked him, I said, I'm with 307 Reacts. You probably haven't heard of me. I said I cover Struggle and all those guys. I said, what's a song from A Killer's Confession that you would want us to cover? And he said, Tell Your Soul, featuring Chad Gray. Now, he told me Chad Gray was from somewhere else, but the name is...
Chad Gray sounds familiar, but...
Let's see. Let's do some research here real quick.
There's a Casper dude here that I know with the last name Gray, so maybe that's where I'm thinking. Oh god,
dude, I know so many Grays here.
That's
Chad Gray, American singer.
Okay. All right, so he's a singer.
I
don't know him.
Oh, Mudvayne in Hell Yeah.
Oh, what?
Is who he was in.
Lead vocalist of Mudvayne.
Yes.
Okay, so this might. Oh, all right then.
Yes. Now it's been a while since I've listened to some Mudvayne.
Yeah, so now I kind of have a premise of what we're getting into just with those references. So
this is going to be sick.
This is going to be dope. All right, so with that, let's make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Go over to their page. What's his bucket's page? Who's the guy?
Chad Gray?
No. The
A Killer's Confession.
No, who's the guy we're watching right now?
Oh, like his actual name?
Yes.
That's an excellent...
So he just goes by A Killer's Confession? That's what it is?
I mean, that's the band's name, yeah.
Okay, all right.
If you're going to support the band, go support that band.
Yeah, A Killer's Confession. That's the one you want to look at. I didn't know if it was like a solo thing or what was going on.
No.
Okay. See, I'm coming in blind, people. I don't actually know. So.
What is his name? Waylon Revis.
Oh, there we go.
That's what it is.
Okay, so yeah.
I was
anyways.
I was thinking Waylon. I'm like, no, that's a country artist.
For some reason, I thought A Killer's Confession was the name of the song, and I was what's the guy's name, dude? Okay, got it. Anyways,
Waylon Revis.
Killer's Confession featuring Chad Gray. Let's get into it. Here we go.
Let's do it.
I feel like we really don't know. Wasting away till it's gone. The moments in time always fuel the fire. Watching the
So that's Waylon Revis. That's Chad.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And I won't belong to you now. I feel like it's over, so take this down. Why am I afraid when I'm wrong? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I won't live my mistakes.
Okay, all right.
Will be what you needed to face the day. Now I understand what you think.
Now, this is the same band that played? This is A Killer's Confession. These guys played. Now, did they have Chad Gray?
They did not.
No, that makes sense. That's okay. Wow, dude. Chunky.
Yeah.
It's chunky.
Here's the crazy thing, right? So most bands like this, for you guys who don't know, they typically have 6 members minimum on stage. They'll have a rhythm guitarist, a lead guitarist, a bass player, a drummer, a lead singer, and then sometimes they'll have like a keyboardist or a guy to run all of the digital noise, right?
Or they have 2 guitar players and one of them does kind of a mismatch of everything. He'll have usually, a keyboard and a guitar, and he just kind of is a one-hit wonder kind of guy. Yeah.
So these guys, when they performed here in Casper, had their lead singer, Waylon Rivas, and then his stepson on drums.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then a bass player, which I don't know his name, and then the guitarist. That's it. It was a 4-piece.
Huh? Hell yeah. Okay. And writing heavy stuff too.
Yeah, it was really good. From what I can tell, they had a little bit of a backing track, but it was all just piano.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
There was no rhythm guitars in the backing track. There was, at least from what I could tell, no rhythm guitars, no bass in the backing track. It was all just the kind of airy,
the extra stuff. Yeah, which makes sense. If you're gonna come to a set like stripped down like that, you got to have a little bit of the set coming with you, and it makes sense to make it easier too. Like, hey, instead of having to have our pianist on stage and our other guitar player and our other guys out of town, so we couldn't have him with a,
studio musicians anyway, just somebody you hire to come in and do the album.
So why not just have your samples on a track and you just play along to that? Drummer's got the click, and here we go. We're off on it.
Yeah, which I'll tell you, dude, his stepson tearing that drum up.
I bet. I'm listening to the drum parts in here, and it makes sense.
So good.
You said 4-piece, and then you said rhythm guitar, and it makes sense because I'm thinking back on what we've heard so far of this, and there's not a lot of lead stuff in it. It's mostly just big chunky rhythm stuff. So
and he did rip a couple good solos there. It was,
hell yeah, dude.
God,
hell yes. And with enough distortion on a bass guitar, you can fool a lot of people.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised, people, how many of your favorite records have distorted bass guitar on them. It's a real thing.
Yes.
Anyways, here we go. All right, we're off. We're off.
I like that. He says you can make it to where you are, or you could have made it to where you are without the scars. You could have, held all of that pain for yourself. You could have, basically, they're kind of addressing somebody who has dealt with suicidal thoughts or even have gone down that path and failed. He's like, you could have made a different choice and made things happen for yourself in your life. He goes, tell your soul, tell your very inner being that I'm better than this. I can do better than this. For sure. I like that. That's good.
Sure. Though those kind of scars for sure. On the other page of it too, the way I think of it is, and obviously contextually it makes sense the way you present it for sure. But you could think of that the same way as those you could have gotten here without those scars. But scars kind of make you who you are, right? That's where the stories come from, this, that, and the other. Obviously, in a different context, in a non-drug related abuse kind of context, right? That makes sense with the scars being storytellers. But in this case, it's like, hey, you could have got here without all that shit. Reach out, talk, that whole thing for sure. Let's keep going.
It's good shit.
Don't you know? Tell your soul. It's all over now. Standing, waiting too long. I'm always alone and it breaks my heart. My chains are no fault of your own. And I won't belong to you now. I feel like it's over, so take this down. Are you afraid when you're wrong? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I won't relive my mistakes.
Dude, wow. The dynamic changes between the verses and the choruses are definitely enough to keep you intrigued in what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
Right as you're getting to the point of okay, talking about the story in the verse and things like that, all of a sudden it's just kind of like one beat rest, boom, we're right into the like loud, like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and it comes down to like he tells a little bit of a it's kind of a story. He's like he kind of talks about or makes reference to, I don't go around those demons anymore. I told them to leave me. Like,
yeah.
You know, I told them to leave me alone. Don't mess with me. Like, I'm going to continue to do this on my own.
Yeah.
And he asks a very important question, which I think is great right before this chorus. Are you afraid when you're wrong?
Oh, I was going to address that, actually. Yeah.
And that's a very huge thing because so many people are afraid to be wrong and they're afraid to be they're afraid to fail at something.
And doesn't that, how well does that tie in with the things we've talked about on the channel? Man?
Oh,
like
God, dude.
People afraid of being wrong.
Yeah.
And dude, how many times have we been wrong on our channel?
I'm wrong
the time. Almost every single episode about
like,
something.
About something.
Someone will chime in and like, oh no, this, that, and the other, and I'm like, yep, you're right. You're totally right. That totally, that tracks. You're like, yeah. I mean, you can't be afraid to be wrong. You're going to be wrong. That's how the world. That's how you learn.
Yeah, and if you live in fear, you're never gonna do anything.
Yeah,
like and that's one of the biggest things is like we've talked about local bands here. They're either afraid to work or afraid that if we dump all this money into this, it's not going to go anywhere. Don't worry about it. Dump all your money into it. Get your thing out. Okay, now within reason. I mean, you still got to pay your bills.
Got to pay your bills.
But like, you know, live that dream without fear. And if you fail, then you've learned.
My boy Glenn Fricker said something that kind of ties into that whole situation too. Like, also be original. Do something that not everyone's doing. You know, he talked about one of his friends that's in a band in Ontario. He doesn't tell anybody the guy's name or he doesn't tell anybody who he is because his band is a no-face band. Like, they don't show their faces on stage. So they try and play the mysterious part. And for the most part, that works out really well, other than the dickheads who actually know who they are and they go out and tell everybody. But like... And it makes people want to go see them because there's an element of mystery behind it. You know, it's kind of like so do something original, do something intriguing.
Do something crazy.
Yeah.
That's what I like about Exhorter. Like nobody is making music.
Uses an MGK TikTok and is like, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about, but anyways, I'm gonna use that to promote my video because I know that's popular and you guys know who he is. So I'm gonna put him in front of my stuff and boom, now you're on my ad. It's genius.
But like, there's not very many people who mix jazz with rap.
Yeah.
Like it. You know,
and just like jazz is kind of light term for the kind of stuff he writes. I mean, he can write some crazy shit.
Wild shit.
He knows so many things.
But the point is, don't be afraid to be wrong. Don't be afraid to fail.
You're going to be wrong. That's the thing. Like, and like you said, if you're afraid of doing that, then you're living afraid. You're living scared, and that's.
And you know what's crazy? I heard this from not only Steve Harvey but Shaquille O'Neal and Gary Vee. They will not invest in people who have less than 3 failed companies.
Oh, wow.
He's like, if you have failed 3 times and you're still trying to do this, you're the person I want to invest into.
Working for me, yeah.
Because you have learned something from those first 3 failures, and this 4th one is going to be such an easier start for you than 1 and 2 for sure.
Man, it's such a crazy the whole business, like the whole big business side of things is kind of a crazy perspective to look at things in because of things like that, you know? Like most people look at it and go, man, you keep failing these businesses. Maybe you should try something else. Like investors and entrepreneurs look at you and they go, good, you've tried 3 times and failed. I tried 25 times and failed. So you're on your way.
Like, what's
keep
up,
going.
Dude? You're
going.
doing something.
Your idea is going to come up eventually. So keep going, right? I like that. So
here's that big verse. Oh, yeah.
It's a good dynamic. I like that.
It is. Before we get into this crazy section, I like that line. It's not your fault. Tell your soul.
Yeah.
Like, there are things that happen to you that are not your fault. And the only thing you can do is do the best that you can. Like, that's one of those things that, like, not even at work, we've been stupid busy, right? Mason's all freaking out, dude, I don't know how we're going to get through all these cars today. I'm like, dude, just do the best you can, one car at a time, and that's all we can do. If we get to the end of the day and a car doesn't get looked at, well, it is what it is. We just ran out of time.
Yeah.
He's like, well, a customer might be pissy or what. That's not our problem.
Day's only got so many hours in it, man.
All you can do is the best that you can, and stuff will happen that's not your fault. Like, it's not my fault that we ran out of daylight.
Listen, bolts are going to break. All right. Screws are going to strip.
Oh, boy, are they going to break.
Also, wrenches are going to break, and that's a bummer.
I have broken 3 snap-on sockets this week, dude. You talk about
sockets are going to break.
Motherfucker.
Oh, dude, and broken sockets are knuckle busters, and it's just...
I got me a nice blood blister on my hand.
The knuckle busters, man, are the worst. When I'm in the right spot, and it's got to come off. It's got to go, so we just got to go, man.
Don't got to go.
And when she does go, though, it's straight into the next piece of metal, man.
I cut 6 bolts out of the rear control arms on this Ford Focus over the last 2 days.
Yeah.
Makes you want to slam your dick in a waffle iron over and over and over again while just screaming racial slurs and hope someone cancels your life.
It's about enough to just make you walk out like, I'm good.
Oh, dude.
Good luck. Get someone else in here to do that because you're not going to find the guy. Yeah. So good luck. Yeah. See ya. Let's keep going.
But anyway, let's get into this heavy shit.
All right.
Ooh.
I like that distortion. What is that?
I like that.
I don't know if it's like a right side hi-hat or something that he's got. Maybe because guys do that all the time where they'll run a hi-hat wire and just have a random hi-hat up here so they can do the thing. I don't know if it's that or if it's some sort of affected China symbol or something.
I know when he was playing live, he had like a China symbol that was like maybe it was a little bit bigger.
Okay,
but this nut was on very tight. It's got a very tight.
It's probably a Wuhan. I'm guessing it's a Wuhan China. The super cheap, like $20 China.
Nothing about them.
They sound great. They sound awesome, and I had one for a long time. But that's what I was wondering because it's not like it doesn't have that big whooshy China sound, but it's got like this almost like a hi-hat sound with a shaker on it or something. But if it's just a super fast China cymbal, then that makes sense too.
I mean, he had that thing tightened every time he hit it.
It
almost didn't see it move.
Yep. That'll make that sound. That makes sense.
But he said something in these lyrics, and I want to back it up another little bit because I
got stuck listening to that cymbal trying to figure out what that was.
Right.
Screaming with passion.
Screaming with passion.
Don't know what happened.
Drifting into the unknown.
I caught them all. Got them all.
Literally talking about, I'm just screaming into a microphone, making this music. Don't know what's going to come of it. Don't know where I'm going, but I'm doing it.
Yep.
Like, that's huge.
That's starting a band 101, ladies and gentlemen. That's all it takes. That and showing up. You got to show up.
Showing up.
80% of the job, man. Showing up.
Oh yeah, that was the line. He basically talks about like, setting up your whatever, and then it's what you make it.
Yeah. Basically your destiny is what you make it,
If like you don't think that your band is a big band and deserves. Now, there's a level of elevated ego.
Listen, people.
Okay,
head in the clouds, feet on the ground.
That's right.
Okay? Head in the clouds, feet on the ground. Smart.
Yes.
That's what he's getting at.
But like, if you don't expect it to go anywhere, it's not going to. One of the big things in even starting this reaction channel, and it doesn't go for just making music or a reaction channel. It could be just getting through your day.
Yeah.
Like, I am going to get through today, and I'm going to come home, and I'm going to enjoy my dinner, and I'm going to have a good time with my family, and it's going to be a good day. If you start off your day that way, that's how it's going to end.
That's how it'll end. Yep.
Thoughts become perception. Perception becomes reality.
Ooh.
And like, that is the biggest thing is changing your thinking, and people don't do that. When we started this reaction channel, I had so many people going, "You're gonna do what? You're gonna do what?"
I was that guy. I asked him that,
and I'm sure Matt was like,
"We're doing what?
You know what? We're gonna ride this out for a little bit. If it doesn't go anywhere, whatever, he'll give up."
Yeah.
And then I just had to say, I was like, "No, dude,
It'll go."
I believe I even said this. I was like, "Dude, it'll work out.
Uh-huh.
It'll be fine. Like, check this out. We're gonna watch this."
It worked.
Here we are.
Here we are. 300, almost 400 episodes later now at this point. So
yeah, it's been a ride. But like, have your thoughts in the place they need to be. That'll change your perception. Your perception becomes reality.
There you go.
Let's get it.
Is his stepson, son-in-law, whatever it is?
Stepson, yeah.
Is he left-handed? Was he drumming left-handed? Because listen to...
Does Casey Murata drum left-handed?
No, he's right-handed.
Okay.
But left-handed drummers, you know them when you see them because the hi-hats are on the other side.
Yeah,
of the drum
no,
set.
his look normal.
Listen to the drums, and when they come back into when he comes back into hitting the crash cymbal, it's over here. And it sounds like when he switches to the hi-hats, he's over here. Like he's not doing a regular side.
Yeah, no, that's not how he set
Listen
up
to
anyway,
it. Yeah, but maybe they.
I'm
so
sure
there's a setup that you can do. Yeah, there's a setup that you can do in studio too, which is not as common on records, but you can do from the drummer's perspective, or you can set it up from the audience perspective.
Yeah,
and depending on how you have how you want the drums to sound, and it makes sense if you ask a lot of producers to set it up from audience perspective because that's how the audience hears the drum set, right?
Yeah,
but if you listen, most records are set up from drummer's perspective because that's how the drummer plays it and that's how the band hears it when everything goes.
Yeah.
So anyways, huge controversy on that or whatever, big debate on that, whatever it is. But I think that's what's going on here.
Okay.
I'm just hearing it from audience perspective and
yeah,
I'm not used to it.
I don't sit behind a drum set,
See,
so
yeah,
when I hear
yeah.
hi-hats, I don't think left or right side.
There's more trivia, more drum trivia for
yeah.
you guys. That's what's going through drummers' heads when they're listening to music. That's just part of it. So anyways, listen to it. So now the hi-hats are over here.
Oh, okay, I see.
And then when it goes to the crash,
yeah, where normally they'd be
over here, right? And then the hi-hats. See what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's from audience perspective.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's cool, huh?
I never would have paid attention
Dude,
to that.
it's a random trivia thing that if you're not a drummer or you're not an audio producer, you don't really notice, right? I wouldn't have known. If someone wouldn't have pointed that out to me at one point along my journey into this, I would never know.
Right.
Because everything that I had done, even when I started recording, I didn't even know that audience perspective was a thing. I just figured I sit down behind my drum set, snare drum is on, kick and snare right up the middle. Your toms are panned left to right, and then your crashes are left and right, and your hi-hats are over here. And that's just how it worked. I didn't know. Yeah, but I had no idea. And then through the journey, you find out, you can set it up from audience perspective, and a lot of producers prefer that.
Yeah,
so,
that's weird.
Yeah,
that's cool.
There's a thing.
Wow. So what do you think?
Big instruments. Lots of good, heavy distortion. Lead singer of Mudvayne.
Yeah.
They changed timing. I think they went from 4/4 to 6/8 once or twice.
Yeah.
It's got all the makings of 5 out of 5 for me, dude.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Kept me super intrigued in like the mix and things like that. I would have liked maybe just more volume in the mix, but again, that could be the thing we had with like Super Gremlin, where like the audio just doesn't upload luffs. It's all about the luffs, people. Like
the luffs are all off.
So yeah, but other than that, I'm
sure reading on that.
I'm sure if you have it on an album, put it in your car, it's loud as fuck.
Oh
so,
yeah, no, it was loud as fuck live. Let me tell you, dude,
yeah,
sick.
There you go, yeah.
But yeah, if you guys like these guys, like seriously, go check them out. They have so much good music. I mean, the guy just up there, like just preaching facts from a metal perspective. Like it was just amazing. Yeah,
nice.
It's 5 out of 5.
It's great.
Man.
Yeah, I'm good with 5 out of 5. Sorry, I was reading their comments.
666,000 views. What a metal!
Oh wow,
thing
that
have.
is super metal. Yeah, someone should screenshot that because that's incredible.
Right. Well, anyway, if you guys like this video as much as we did, be sure to leave a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, click the bell, become part of the notification gang. And 79% of you who do watch our videos are not subscribed, so please help us out and subscribe.
It's a travesty.
Okay? It is the best way to support our channel. Okay, like seriously, the subscriptions are
That's the number one
Platinum
driver.
and gold,
That's literally what drives YouTube. It's the subscriptions on there. So if you guys subscribe, we get in the algorithm. That's what does it for us.
79% of you. No. Anyway, with that, we love you guys. We'll see you guys next time. Bow.